We welcome this welcome to the only class this week in the publication design class. So I'm not going to really introduce anything all that new. I'm going to reinforce what we're doing this week. What we're going to do again is for Friday, 4 pictures. Wide, medium, close, and super close. And I'll show you just a couple of little things to consider for on formatting on any particular software package, although I will use Photoshop. People have had issues getting access to the Adobe projects, and I can't force you to, even though you can get them free, not everybody has a computer that could handle them. So we will work around that. Anyway, so just reinforcing on this week's assignment on getting the 4 pictures. And I'll just show you a couple of bits on Photoshop and we'll get the road on the show. Also, on the color stuff, I'll go over that a little bit because you know what happens, and I see that happening a little bit in these assignments, is you start thinking of color and then you kind of lose track of other things. All of these things in graphic design all work together. You know, color, space, rhythm, hierarchy. Just because you put color in doesn't mean the other things don't matter. Anyway, and so I will have these graded by the end of this week, all of these things. Anyway, here's I will do the, I'll have to do the share screen. Okay. To wit. Okay. Kendra's really good with the color. Of course, as we saw, blue and yellow, our school colors, go together. So, and a warm color catches your eye, so fine on top. But then we have issues with the hierarchy. This is bold, you see this, and you really skip over this. Your eye is drawn here and you miss the prerequisites. You got to kind of work these together. And this blue and a dark gray, you kind of lose the type. So again, think of how all these things go together. Okay. Boom. Blue, again, one of our colors. That color works. Very nice. And then an anchor at the bottom pulls the whole thing together. You see it. You go through all of this. All you need. A little color goes a long way. Now, a little color goes a long way, but way too much type. I mean, you look at this, planning is, you start here, but then, and all the type is the same, and this centering is just hard to read. Boom. This one really strikes your eye. Here it is, Com 480 internship info sessions. You have what we need. Here is what it's about. All the information is there. You read it down. Excellent job. Okay, room 435 library. Good use of the illustration. Interest meeting right there in the library. Excellent. For more information, that's all you need. This is what we're looking for. Interest meeting. I might put in something. You need to have a meeting. You have to get an internship and it's required, something like that. But as far as the design is good. Not sure about the honeycomb. The honeycomb is probably more distracting. You know, if the bees were our mascot, maybe, but I'm not sure what the honeycomb pattern adds. Boom, very nice, good use of the logo. Attend to get this is again that message in yellow, excellent. It really stands out. Nice use of the logo. That pulls you through it. This is a good read. We have a good dominant element, and then the logo is a really good here because your eye naturally moves this way. So this is a real good read. Okay, pretty good. There's just a lot of information here on a flyer. I don't know. Yeah, there's a lot of, yes, okay, this is about the internship program. The question is, yes, so what? This is the message. You need to do this needs to be up here higher. This is the important message here. Not bad design though. Right, there you go. Good use of image. Yeah, again, I like that. This is what you need. Money is good, so no problem with that one. See, this is, when I talk about color, this is what I mean. That frame says UTC. Here is our information that we need right there. This is an excellent use of color and design. Now, this particular one, yes, red gets your attention, but it's a real light font. We have centering here and tabs here. Our tabs are uneven. There's some issues. Okay, again, it's color, but what does this brown do for us? This shadow or reverse shadow, the white, can be a little distracting. What does that shape tell for us? Again, do these things for a reason. If brown was our logo, that would be fine. But brown, we're not brown and beige, so again, use the color for a good purpose. Again, nice use of an image, but whoa, hard to read. I have no idea what's going on under there. Okay, again, good use of the color. Not sure about the circles, except they're in a good place to lead you through and down the design. This shadow box, these outline print, that could be a little hard to read. I think we may have just too many fonts here. Okay, here's another one. Busy for busy's sake. Blue, sure, blue, why not a yellow? When we know when, you don't need to say when because you're answering it here. Where prereqs is okay. But just kind of busy and hard to read. Start here, but then these other things, this is higher than this. Again, we have some hierarchy problems. This is higher than this. We don't know where to read after this. And we have all sorts of different, we have white boxes and gray boxes, just all sorts of different things going on. So you can see what the issues are. The strongest ones are the ones that just, boom, get to you, say the message, use the color and get out. The ones that are problematic are probably what we call them in the trade too busy. And then we add photos. You can see how things get complicated with color. Then you were adding something else entirely different. I have here for this assignment, some examples for this. You shouldn't see grades. Modules that I shot just for you at the Chattanooga market this weekend. So much of doing the 4 photos is finding a good subject. So I have a good subject. This is the guy who sells, again, we're supposed to sell essential things. He sells essential carnivorous plants. And here are some examples. His name is Joe D'Agostino. He's from New York. This is a medium. Here is a close. See, there he is close. Let's just go back to there. This is another medium. Shows in his thing. This would probably be a very nice, what we call establishing shot. Here's the stuff he sells. Here is a pot that he makes. Here is the wide shot. And I don't know why it came out upside down. There it is. See, when I download it, it comes straight up. I don't know why it does that. But see, here we're far away and you see everything else in the background. And this is one thing I wanted to show you. Oh, and here's close. And here's that super close. See, we have his hands and he with a Venus flytrap. So that's super close. You can see the plants. I could even crop this tighter to do super close. And that also shows a little bit more about him. That he's a very voluble person. But see, the point is for this assignment is half of the battle is choosing a subject that works for it. So I have medium, close, super close here, and wide. Now how do you define the parameters of what's close and what's wide? There are no real rules to that. It's really about how it relates to everything else in the story. You know, you need wide, the idea is to set the scene. Medium gives you an establishment. Close, you get some personal interaction, and super close, you can see detail. That it's more about the purpose of the picture than it is a real definition of what's wide and close. You know, and some things don't work. I have one here, and I'll open it with Photoshop. Open. downloads. Here, something that I tried to do the other day and had some issues. Ta-da! This is, again, puppy with a ball. This, when I sent it to myself, it took me 5 minutes to download. This image size, 11.3 megabytes. This is straight from my phone. You see how big the picture is, 33 inches by 22 inches. That's what the phone took it as. So if I shrink this down, it took me 5 minutes to send this from my phone to my email. So if we make it 5 by 3 and 200 dpi, it's now a lot smaller. Actually, for the internet, all it needs to be is 72 dpi. It was 11 megabytes. And this is the stuff I was showing you last Wednesday. If you shrink this down, make the picture smaller, this now goes through the computer. It took 5 minutes for me to email. It'll now take 3 seconds. This is one of the biggest problems that people have, is just image size. Okay, so yes, puppy out. And I kind of consider this a wide shot because here she is on the baseball field. Okay, open. And see, again, this takes a lot of memory. So it takes a while. Okay, I would call that a close-up. She is rolling the ball down. Let's see. Okay, that's that one again. Okay. And see, that I would call the super close, playing with it. But when you do this, I cut it out of a wide shot and cropped it. And you notice how it's a little out of focus? That's not because the picture's out of focus. It's because I took a very small part of the picture and blew it up. Just like the print on a balloon. But I'm trying to get my 4 pictures out of this assignment. And not nearly, you notice I had one that was halfway down and then there was another one more of the way down. She's actually kind of rolling it down the hill. But anyway, this really is better as maybe 1 or 2 pictures. My point here is dog and ball may be worth maybe 1 picture. You know, you need to pick something of somebody doing something in order to have really the 4 photos. So that's how I really want you to think about. The guy at the Chattanooga market, he was good for photos. You could have wide, medium, close. The dog, we didn't really have the super close because the dog's running around and I just couldn't get it. So probably the original one was, this is probably my best one, little bit of motion blur, but that says what she's doing. She is rolling the ball down the hill. One picture sometimes is better than four. So that's my point. Really think about something that you can get 4 pictures out of. So, and again, this one doesn't really. This one picture pretty much says it. The Joe D'Agostino, you have the 4 pictures. So I want you to think about that, doing that this week. So if it's not really there, maybe you should revisit it by Friday. And then next Monday, I will get a lot more in depth with photo editing and the Photoshop program. And again, anything we could do at Photoshop, you could probably do a lot of it with Preview here too. Preview comes with the computer, does not take the memory that Photoshop does. So I don't want you to do very much more than you have to do. Anyway, you could do the cropping on almost any computer. Anyway, that's all I wanted to go over today. We will start photo editing next week, and then we will put photos and pictures together onto a page the week after that. And that's how a bill becomes a law. Any questions? Okay, that's what we do. Short class today. I didn't want to overload anything. That's just the way this is rolling. We will do photo editing next week, and then we will put words and pictures together the week after that. All right?
Thank you.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Thank you.